So Minecraft has finally put out the Copper Golem in Java Edition. In the latest snapshot with 25W31A, we finally get the Copper Golem, which we've all been wanting for a very, very long time. So first things first is with the actual Copper Golem. Now when the Copper Golem actually goes ahead and oxidizes all the way, it's going to turn into this Copper Golem statue, which you can kind of pose in a few different poses. I believe it's 5 different poses that you can make it into, but pretty much only 5 different poses you can make this thing into. So the only way to actually go ahead and revert it back to a regular Copper Golem is to get yourself an axe, which we can just go ahead and grab over here, and just kind of go like that a few times, wax off, and then boom, it'll come back to life as soon as you do that. And that goes for pretty much all 4 of these. Also with this update, we actually get exposed lightning rods. So we got oxidized lightning rods. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, they should have been kind of added the first time with the lightning rods, but I'm glad it's here and I'm glad it's, with us now. It actually looks pretty cool, and they're actually gonna help out a lot of people with building ideas, and even including me. I mean, this actually looks really cool, and I was hoping they would add this for a very, very long time. Now, with the copper chest, I mean, they actually look cool and dandy, but something I actually didn't know about the copper chest is what happens when you place a wax, like a normal copper chest with a fully oxidized copper chest. Is it going to turn to both of them to oxidized, or are they both going to become actual just copper chests? So let's go ahead and test that out real quick. And it becomes an actual just regenerates back into like regular copper chest, which is actually really cool. And it does this every single time. So I don't know if this is actually just a mistake by Mojang, or if they intentionally did this. But I guess in case if your chest becomes fully oxidized, you can just place it by a normal chest and it's gonna go right back to normal pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, if you guys don't already know how to spawn this Copper Golem, you just place a carved pumpkin on top of a copper block, like so. And boom, it's gonna spawn with the Copper Golem and with a copper chest. So in case you guys are not aware of that. Also with this update, we actually got horse armor, or with this snapshot, my bad. We actually got copper horse armor, which actually looks incredible, honestly. Like, I was not expecting there to be copper horse armor at all, which is actually amazing. What I also didn't know is that saddles now have a crafting recipe. So, was this in the snapshot, or was this in the previous update before? I actually have no idea, but I thought it would spread the word that the crafting recipe for the saddles is going to be 3 leather and 1 iron in the middle of those 3 leather, like I'm showing on the screen now. But that is actually really awesome. I didn't know that we were going to get that in the game, which is amazing to say the least. Hopefully now we can actually smelt them. Actually, let me test that real quick. So because you can actually go ahead and craft the actual saddle item now, I want to see if you can actually go ahead and just smelt it. Maybe we can actually get it back. No, and you still cannot smelt it. I was thinking, maybe because you crafted with armor or with iron, you might be able to actually go ahead and smelt it, but I guess that's still not possible. And also with this snapshot, we finally get the copper armor, which actually looks so really good. Now, if only we can get these armor stands to actually pose in any kind of which way, like we do with the actual golem statues. We even get the actual tools in here, and we get the copper nugget. Now, obviously the copper nugget, if you just put 9 in a little thing, it's gonna give us a copper ingot. But I'm pretty sure they only added this so that you could smelt this stuff back down. So if you want to go ahead and smelt down the horse armor, the tools, the armor, it'll just become a copper nugget, and you can just put 9 in a little crafting table, and boom, get yourself a copper ingot. Without that, there's no actual further use of the copper nugget. It really doesn't have any other use besides to actually just be able to smelt down with other armor materials like that, like what you would do with iron or even gold. So yeah, the copper nugget is kind of just there for the time being, and hopefully it gets a use in the future. Maybe it's gonna have some kind of, we'll get copper chains or something like that. I think that'd be pretty sick, honestly. Now the next thing, they've actually updated the dye textures. Now, at first I was kind of confused of why they would actually go ahead and update the dye textures, but apparently they actually updated the dye textures before people with color blindness and stuff like that, which actually makes a lot of sense because Mojang has been really heavily on helping people that have that kind of disability with color blindness and everything, because that's why we got emeralds instead of rubies, because it helps one of the developers in the past. And yeah, so we got all these new dye textures. Some of them kind of still look the same, like the red one still kind of looks like the red one, the orange one still looks like the orange one, the yellow one kind of looks like the yellow one, but definitely the pink, because this magenta and purple dyes definitely all look different now, because previously these all looked the exact same and you couldn't really tell them apart if you were colorblind, but now you actually can, and it's actually really good. This one right here is definitely changed as well. So yeah, we actually got all new dye textures for the dyes, so thank you Mojang, and these actually look really good. So next up, we actually got the shelves, and I've been so excited to test out these shelves so much. These things actually look all amazing. They come in all 12 wood types, and the back textures actually look so good as well. I mean, to be fair, this one actually just looks like any other bamboo block, but you know, it still looks really, really good. You could actually use these for a really good building techniques as well. I'm sure someone out there is gonna have really creative ideas with this as well. Now, whenever I was actually testing this out in Bedrock Edition, you couldn't actually change all your stuff if the shelf was not like shelves. Now, I guess they actually fixed that in Java Edition, which you can actually go ahead and put that on the shelves no matter what type of shelf it is. But on Bedrock Edition, hopefully they fixed that whenever I went ahead and started trying to click on the shelves, it was not working because not all shelves were the same wood type. But on Java Edition, it doesn't matter whether the same wood type, as long as they're all connected by redstone, you should be good. And yeah, that's pretty much it for all the new items and stuff we have inside this edition. Now, with the Copper Golem actually has like a range pretty much. And the range is going to be 32 by 32 blocks, and with the height of 8 blocks. So like, it's only going to be able to go at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, my bad. Go back up here. 8. It's going to be about to go about that high of a distance. But it can go 32 blocks in each direction as well to scan for these chests. Now, if it does actually go inside of these chests and it sees nothing inside of the chest, it'll start back up in about 7 seconds or so. It'll idle for about 7 seconds and then go ahead and start the whole process back up. Now, their sorting system works very, very similar to how allays work. And I can go ahead and show that to you guys here in just a second. Now, in this example here, I'm going to be showing you guys how their sorting system actually somewhat works. Now, they are unable to actually tell leather armor enchantments apart, so it's not going to be sorting your leather armor separate from your enchanted armor. They'll actually just go ahead and put it with the leather armor regardless. Same with the enchantment books. Now, the enchantment books are actually, regardless of what enchantment they have, they will not be able to tell these two apart. They will only see it as an enchantment book. Now, of course, with these ones right here, this is a simple, like a very, very simple test. They can only hold 16 items at a time. And now just go ahead and let that sink in for a little bit. They can only hold 16 items in their hand. So whenever they take the items out of the chest, they're going to take 16 of the strip jungle logs and put it over here and do that back and forth for a little bit. And the same thing with this. Well, with the music disc, they can actually tell the music disc apart. They just won't be able to put the music disc together. So whenever they do sort everything in there, you will actually have all your music discs sorted separately, which is still really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but it is kind of like, oh man, like, you know, if you wanted to do that, it's not going to be possible. And see, he's going to go ahead and put the enchantment book in here as well. So he will not be able to tell the enchantments apart whatsoever. Now, this guy, as you can see right there, actually can tell the music disc apart, which is actually really, really good. Now I'm going to take this music disc out, go ahead and toss this away so that he can actually put these logs in there. And as you can see, he can only carry up to 16 blocks at a time, so a quarter of a stack of blocks, as you can see. And as you can see right here, he cannot tell the enchantments apart from the actual leather armor. He can only tell that it's actually a piece of armor, and he's going to put those pieces of armor together. So yeah, that is kind of some of the mechanics of the Copper Golem. They work very, very similar to how allays work, except allays can actually hold a stack of items and Copper Golems can only hold 16 items at a time. Another little test I'm going to see is if you go ahead and spawn the Copper Golem with a different, you know, level of oxidization with copper, will it go ahead and spawn that different type of Copper Golem like its oxidized state, or will it just go ahead and spawn a regular Copper Golem? Now, of course, these questions are kind of silly, but I honestly just want to test it out to see what exactly happens. So if I go ahead and get this one right here, this one right there, and this one right there, what do you guys think is going to happen? Before I go to this, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you guys think it's going to be a regular Copper Golem? Or do you guys think it's actually going to spawn into one of these Copper Golem statues like this? You know, just actually like walk around like that, but actually in this state. So let's go ahead and see. 3, 2, 1. And it actually does spawn as the actual state. So that's actually really, really interesting. I was not expecting all. I was actually expecting it to be go ahead and be regular copper gold. But if you go ahead and spawn it on the 3 different levels of oxidization, it'll actually become that level of oxidization. And you can pretty much keep these guys as that if you want to. You can just simply get a honeycomb, walk up to them, and boom, wax them so that they do not become a statue in this state. It's a very, very simple solution. So you don't have to actually stress about it, them, you know, becoming a statue. And when they do become a statue, they actually do drop the items that they are holding. So I would recommend getting a honey farm or something like that to actually go ahead and help you wax these guys up a little bit so that they do not oxidize and you potentially lose maybe some valuable loot. Or if it's not that valuable, then I wouldn't stress too much about it. Now, another cool feature inside this snapshot that we've all been kind of just begging for. We've all been begging for, and we've all had this massive issue where you go ahead and you press F3 and you get, oh man, look how clean that is now. Look how clean that is in this snapshot. Look at that. But you see how it is kind of cleaner in this snapshot. The thing that's very cool about this is you can actually go ahead and press F3 and F5 simultaneously. Or, yep, there you go, F3 and F5 simultaneously. And it'll actually show you everything that you want on your screen and everything you would like to take off your screen. Boom. You only get your coordinates in the top left corner. Now, of course, I can go ahead and take that debug thing off. I don't know exactly where that's exactly at. Maybe that's just going to stay there no matter what. Hopefully, they can give me more options to actually get rid of that. But that is a very, very cool feature that they're actually adding into the base game in this snapshot, which is actually really, really helpful and really, really cool. So now you won't have to have all that junk on your screen. You'll actually be able to just like walk around and just have the coordinates on your screen. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this snapshot. I hope this snapshot was actually very, very helpful and very informative to all of you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Also, like and subscribe.
Feeling for the pole like I'm on strike. Swinging low, heavyweight is my type. Late night taxi set you up. Got me grinning mouth wide like a Dixie cup. Fuck yes, all this thirst calling a drought. Zipper down, watch the beast come out. Kissing on his ego, both hands involved. Grew a problem in his pants, now it's getting solved. Love that dick, yeah, I said it loud, fuck. Standing tall, that's a dick, I'm a suck.